Now we need to walk through the basics behind or the functionality behind margin call, just so people are well aware of how it works. It is imperative that CFD traders are aware of margin calls and make sure they avoid them at all costs. So what we've got here is a CFD position that we're going to enter. And up here is our account portfolio, just kind of some very basic, you usually get a bit more information on this, but this is just your very basic financials to understand how it works. So we're going to start with $5,000 we're putting to an account in equity. We're going to open a position in Rio at 35 quid. The volume we're going to buy is 1,000. Now that's obviously a $35,000 position that we're going to take, but our margin's only going to be 5%, leaving us with a margin of 1,750 quid. So the current price is still £35. Your P&L is at the moment is 0. We've just entered it. So we'll see here our free equity that was 5,000 is now going to feed is going to go reduced to 3,250, and that's because 1,750 came out of that as margin, as we can see down here. So we've still got an account value of £5,000. GLV stands for gross liquidation value. So that's the full notional value of your account if you closed out the position at the current price. Our P&L is still 0, margin now 1,750, therefore we've still got £3,250 left to continue trading with. So in this case, let's say the current price actually went up, so we were correct in buying Rio. It's gone up to £36. Our P&L is now up 1,000, as you can see up in our account as well. This has increased the value of our portfolio to £6,000. The margin did go up a fraction because the value of the position went up as the price of Rio went up. More importantly, that £1,000 fed into our free equity, so we're able to use it to trade. Again, a big benefit of CFDs, minus the additional margin that went in. So now we've got some extra free equity to play with. Now, in the scenario where it goes down, so let's say it actually went down to £34 instead of up to 36. We've now wiped $1,000 off our P&L. Our gross liquidation value of our account, so our account value in full, is now down 1,000 to £4,000. Our margin went down a fraction because the value of the position went down 1,000. But more importantly, the £1,000 loss actually came off our free equity and has pushed it down to 2,300. So you can see that's nearing 0. So when that free equity figure equals 0 or goes even lower, that's when we're in a margin call. So let's say Rio goes down to £33. We can see now the loss at 2,000 again has reduced our free equity to 1,300. Now we're going to go to £32. So here we're creeping up to a margin call. So if it went down to £32, we're losing £3,000, I should say. We're now approaching, our account value is still £2,000 if we close it out, but we still need to maintain a margin of £1,600. And we've only got £400 free equity. So if Rio goes down another pound to 31, where we've now running a loss of £4,000, it has pushed our free equity into minus £550. So whilst the value of our account is still at £1,000, we need £1,550 to hold this position, and we don't. We've only got 1,000, which means we're now minus 550 free equity, which is a margin call. Anything below 0, even if it's 1 quid or 1p, you are technically in a margin call. Now in this scenario, there's a couple of things we can do. We can either sell the position. So if our margin requirement is 1,550 and we sold 500 Rio, so we only had 500, it would then mean our margin requirement's only half of that at that same price, and therefore will push us back into a positive 225. Alternatively, if we wanted to keep our £1,000, we're going to need to put a minimum of £550 in, but that's only going to leave you with 0 free equity, so no more negative movement in your position. So what I would recommend is sticking in, let's say we stuck in £1,000, it would then increase our account value to 2,000 quid and therefore top up the account, so we've got 450 free equity. Okay, so that's just in general how a margin call works and how to maintain that. What most people do, so obviously it's imperative you monitor your free equity, make sure it doesn't hit that. Some people set alerts at certain prices or stop losses, automatic stop losses at certain prices so they don't hit a margin call. But regardless, keep in mind CFD providers can close you out the second it hits 0 or less, some of them even higher than that if they want. So really it is important you stay above that, be proactive rather than reactive, and you won't have an issue with your provider.